I don't know how confident Fury is after watching himself get knocked out. And believe me, he was knocked out. He's probably 50-50 on it. 50% of him wants the rematch, 50% of him is thinking about that knockout and don't want the fight. You've got to be thinking about that knockout, knowing that it can happen again. That's got to leave something lingering in the back of your mind. This can happen again, Wilder said to BoxingScene.com. The only way me and Breazeale fight is if Tyson Fury wants to be a coward and don't want the second fight with me. If that happens, then of course, we'll fight Breazeale. But as long as Fury is down for it, then you know I'm down for it. And the Fury fight is going to be on. So for now, I'm looking forward to the rematch. You know, Deontay Wilder has a kid-like mentality. He really does. He reminds me of somebody that's in middle school or just now getting into high school, their 9th grade year. You know, do you guys remember when you were in school and it was probably somebody that was egging you on or probably somebody that was irritating you? Somebody that probably deserved to get their ass whooped. But instead of doing that and getting yourself in trouble, you try to keep yourself on reserve because you say, you know what? I can't take one more suspension. You know, I'm going to get kicked out of school. It's not worth me getting on punishment. And it's not worth me taking another ass whooping for my own man. You know what I'm saying? And not being able to come outside and play with my friends for about a week. You know, so you try to suspend that type of mentality or that type of way of handling things because you want to make the better decision. What happens usually to the people that is around you, that is aware that you and this individual is having problems? The first thing that they're going to do is to call you scared. And they call you scared, number one, because they know that you're not scared, but they're saying it because they know that they can get you to believe or to think that they think that you're scared in order for them to see the fight that they really want to happen. You know, because nothing is disappointed where kids run up and surround somebody in a circle thinking a fight's going to happen and the fight doesn't happen, you know, and all the kids on the outskirts and on the side are saying, oh, you scared. Y'all don't really want to fight. Y'all don't really want to fight. Those are just people who just want to see a fight. They don't think nobody's really scared or not. That's just what they say to try to trick you or perpetuate you into doing something that you originally didn't want to do. So if you're trying to have a sound mind and if you're trying to be strategic and you're trying to be the bigger person and walk away from it, that's usually what they tell you to try to get you to fight so they can see the fight that they want to see. Well, that's the same thing with Deontay Wilder. Here Deontay Wilder is sitting up here trying to call somebody a coward, you know, and he goes around calling everybody a coward when this guy got the shadiest, most weakest resume out of the heavyweight division, out of everybody. So what does he do? He walks around proclaiming that he's tough, acting like he's tough. You know what I'm saying? He's talking it, but he's not walking it, while claiming everybody else is a coward. And he does this because he's trying to get people, aka Anthony Joshua, to give in to something that he doesn't deserve, which is give him a 50-50 split. You know, so he sits around and say, oh, well, Anthony Joshua doesn't do this because he's scared of him, because he's scared of him. Now, to a weaker minded person, and we have all been there at one point in time, we let that scared talk get to us. You're like, no, I'm not doing this because I'm scared. I'm doing this because I don't want to get in trouble. But if enough people keep telling you scared, you say, you know what? I'm going to knock this dude the fuck out. I ain't scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? But those are for kids. When you're a grown man and when you're an adult, you can think beyond and you can think past that. Well, that's the same game that Deontay Wilder is trying to play right now. And it is pathetic. Sitting up here calling this man a coward. You can't call Tyson Fury a coward because he came and fought you in your own backyard. And this is the kicker. He used you as a warm-up fight, Mr. Dangerous Man on the Planet. When are you going to understand that? You were a warm-up fight. Okay? That man fought you on 60%. How are you going to call him a coward? See, usually when you get a 12th grader that goes and try to fight a 9th grader, we call that motherfucker a coward. And I'm going to use the 12th grader and the 9th grader aspect as Tyson Fury being a 9th grader. 9th grader meaning that he's just coming off a 2.5-year layoff. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't had enough training camps and he hasn't had enough tune-up fights to be fighting somebody on the level of Deontay Wilder. Yet he did it. And Deontay Wilder, the senior, You know what I'm saying? It's so seasoned, you know what I'm saying? And so versatile and so active and so much bigger and so much stronger than the ninth grader. He has no business picking with this little guy. But instead, these two fight. And that ninth grader ends up whooping his ass. All except one devastating punch. Okay? You can't call that ninth grader a coward because he stepped on ground that he shouldn't have stepped on, and he held his ground. You know, so that's why that shit doesn't work. But Deontay Wilder thinks he can keep going around playing these childish games, and he thinks people fall for it. Nobody is on the mental level of Deontay Wilder, meaning nobody IQ is surfing down that low to fall for that bullshit. And if they do, those are people who are playing dumb and playing naive because they wanted to fit their Deontay Wilder, the best heavyweight in the world narrative. And it doesn't fit. OK, real people with real intelligent grown men, they don't fall for that. You can't call this man a coward because he's obviously have done something that you're terrified to do. OK, he came and fought you in your own backyard when you were too scared to even come to the UK for a goddamn press conference just to sit or just to be an observer of Anthony Joshua's fight because you was too scared of what Eddie Hearn and Dylan White were going to say to you or present to you or what the UK fan base is going to ask you. OK, you had an opportunity to go over there, but because you couldn't get in the ring with Anthony Joshua and play make believe, you didn't want to go. You know, so you're scared to go to a UK when it's not a fight. OK, he came over to America and fought you in your own backyard. And now you're saying because he doesn't want to sit up here and fight you on the same dirty ass turf that got him cheated out what arguably is the best boxing comeback, that all of a sudden he's the coward. Doesn't work like that, Deontay Wilder. Just doesn't work like that. See, that works with Wilder fans. See, but that don't work with sane men and who has common sense. It just doesn't work. You know, so he's still trying to perpetuate this thing. And this was even more crazy, right? He's sitting up here talking about, I'll only fight Dominic Breazeale if Tyson Fury doesn't want the rematch. So he's already expressed that he's not trying to give Dominic Breazeale no work. Like Dominic Breazeale has already said, he's been his mandatory for over a year. OK, over a year. Now, see, Wilder fans are sitting up here saying that they think it's totally fine if Deontay Wilder fights an easy opponent since he's fought two killers back to back. OK, since you guys view Dominic Breazeale as basically a joke, why don't you go ahead and fight Dominic Breazeale? Because I know I may be alone in this, but I think even Dominic Breazeale beats Deontay Wilder. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Dominic Breazeale got a jaw that you could run a 2x4 across. And he can take it. He can take hits. And it seems to be that Deontay Wilder can't box himself out of a brown paper bag. Anybody can outbox him. The only thing that you need to have dealing with Deontay Wilder is to be able to take a punch. And if one thing I know, Dominic Breazeale can take a punch. So I'm opting in saying that Dominic Breazeale will beat Deontay Wilder. But hey, that's me and that's my personal opinion. But one thing I do know about Dominic Breazeale is he can take a licking and keep on ticking. You know? So since that is the case, why don't you accept the easy fight in Dominic Breazeale? Okay? See, you're chasing around Tyson Fury like a bitch who got fucked on the first date and didn't get a call back the next day. That's exactly what happened. I told you guys, Tyson Fury played this guy for a fool. Okay? He played you for a fool. He took you out on a date, swindled you, got you a Happy Meal, took you back to his UK apartment, boned your brains out, and you woke up with a Dear John letter, and he was gone. And you're sitting up here waking up in the morning, feeling all used and abused and dirty, rushing and putting your panties on, crying and shit. Talking about me, oh, I felt I was done wrong. I felt I was done wrong. This, if he's not a coward, he'll go out on another date with me or some shit like that. Motherfucker, you got played. Okay? And you don't have nobody to be mad at but your own damn team. If this don't show how much your team don't give a, they don't even care that you're out here looking like a complete and utter fool. You are looking like a fool at this point, Wilder. You are the laughing stock of the boxing, the whole heavyweight division. In all of boxing, you are a joke to everybody. Everybody. You know, you got little Gervonta Davis saying you fight like a town girl. And this is the heavyweight American champ. There's no respect for you there, man. You ain't got no respect. Look how you being treated. You're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies. You know what I'm saying? You are the most underpaid heavyweight I've ever seen in my life. The only reason why you touch pay-per-view is because of Tyson Fury. So don't sit up here and call that man a coward. Call him your daddy, because that's what he is. Straight up. He made you. Now he breaking you. Okay? Tyson Fury's on the bigger and better things. You got nothing more for him. He came over here, boosted and raised his profile, got more fans than you. Okay? Outboxed you. You know what I'm saying? Rose from the dead. Went home with all the respects and stripes that he can have. Went back to the UK. And now he's receiving the love that he was supposed to get in the first place. Now he's getting the respect. He won. You need him. And you know what? I hope he do you exactly like you trying to do Anthony Joshua. Pay the man. And pay him a lot. And come over to the UK. If you don't want to come over to the UK, shut up. Because he can dead your whole conversation by saying, okay, Wilder, I want the rematch, but in the UK. What would you look like saying, no, it need to be in America. Again. People going to be like, man, what the fuck? He came over there to the United States. Now it's time for you to go over there to the UK. Now, how come you don't want to go? And he can't sit up here and say, well, I don't feel I'm be done right because of the judges. Well, that's the same thing he said, but he still went over there. He still came to your backyard. And you say you will travel anywhere. Sucker. That's all I got to say. Link in the description box. Leave your thoughts in the comments section because I would love to see what you guys feel about this. Bruce Vane, and I'm out.